Still, Millar flies along, eating into the lead of the 5 men still in front. They've been at the head of affairs almost since the start of the race. Surely they'll be feeling tired by now. What will happen when Millar joins forces with them, as he now surely must? And now Millar's on the Craig Willis climb for the last time, and he's about to close the gap. It's been a superb solo chase, and it's bound to sap the morale of all 5 leaders when they see just who it is who's caught them up. Just look at the difference in pace here, as Millar fairly dances past Lee Davis and aims for the other 4. This is a quite brilliant performance by the Scotsman, who now must be favourite to win this 54th Manx International, and with it his much sought after first British Professional Road Race Championship. On the fast run down towards Kirkmichael, it's now Millar, Walker, Clay, Lovett and Rand, with young David Rand having a fine race in such exalted company. But they must all be wondering what they'll have to do and what they'll have to go through when they hit the mountain for the 3rd and final time after more than 100 miles run off at record pace, because surely that's when Millar will make his bid for glory. Just look at the pace that these riders are setting up here on what is by far the fastest Manx International in its history. Behind them, but just over 2 minutes down still, a fast-moving group of 15 has formed up and has obviously not yet thrown in the towel. The 94 winner, Simeon Hempsall, is there, together with the 93 winner, Smith, Elliott, the 93 Pro Champion, and other professionals such as Early, Lillywhite, another former international winner, Mark Walsham, Mark McKay and Rod Ellingworth. But now, back to the leaders, exiting from Ramsey and about to start the last climb of the mountain. Now this is Mark Lovett chancing his arm. He went away just on the approaches to Ramsey as he approaches May Hill on the edge of the town. But the other 4 are led by the ominous form of Robert Millar, who once came second incidentally in this race behind Steve Lawrence way back in 1978 when still an amateur. Millar is clearly biding his time as Clay, Walker and Rand follow close behind him. Almost up to the hairpin bend now, and Lovett is still ever so slightly ahead, but looking nervous. Meanwhile, that chasing group is still about 2 minutes down, having swept up Lee Davis, and it's grown larger as Elliott now finds Premier Calendar leader John Tanner right up with him. Defending Pro Champion Smith is there just behind them, and there are plenty of others keen to make a name for themselves on these last 14 miles over the mountain. There's Elliott in the green in second place, Smith right behind in third. Still an outside chance that 1 or 2 of these riders might make something of this race in the closing stages. But higher up at the Waterworks corner, Millar's driving has closed the gap on Lovett, who's gone quickly off the back. Rand too has finally cracked, and Clay is also struggling. Now there's only Walker left as the Flying Scot steps up the pressure, as they all knew that he would. And here, look at this, Millar launching a big attack. Walker just can't respond, and the inevitable gap opens. Surely now, Millar is on his way to a superb solo victory and his first National Pro Road Race Championship. On the higher part of the climb now, and Millar is now well clear. Still though, pushing hard, look at his face. He may not know it, but he's going to smash the previous race record by a considerable margin. The worst part of the climb is over now, and only a mishap can now deny Millar a superb victory. Walker's now over a minute behind, but still on his own, but there's a real battle on for the minor placings as that chase group closes in on Clay, Rand and Lovett. Millar, meanwhile, continues on his victorious way in what has been the fastest running ever of this historic race. When he was beaten by Lawrence in a sprint finish in 78, the race time was 5 hours, 1 minute, 55 seconds. Incredibly, his time on this occasion is ultimately almost half an hour faster, 4:32.53 to be precise. And so, that checkered flag is out for him at last. It's been a famous and well-deserved climax to a glittering career for the Scotsman, as an appreciative crowd at the Douglas Grandstand applauds home the 1995 British Professional Road Race champion and winner of the 54th Manx International Road Race, Robert Millar. So Millar the winner. Walker holding on for second place, but Frenchman Pierre Pénaud getting up right at the end to snatch third place, although it was Lillywhite in fourth place on the line who took bronze in the professional championship. But at the end of it all, the only name on everyone's lips was that of the 36-year-old Scotsman, Robert Millar.
A lovely gesture, Robert. Welcome back to the British Isles, and what a way to come back. I mean, you've always supported the professional championship whenever your career has allowed you to, but now you've got the jersey on your shoulders. What does it feel like?
It's a nice feeling. It's a long time since I wore one of these jerseys. It's about, I think, 17 years ago, the last time I wore a national jersey.
That was when you were the amateur road race champion?
Yeah, when I won in the amateurs. So it's a good way to finish my career.
And it's a good way for us to finish our look at the International Cycling Week of '95, as the Isle of Man looks forward to the 60th anniversary celebrations of the Manx International in '96.